I played volleyball first, but I hated volleyball because guys used to talk on the other side of the on the net, and you can't touch them, you know. And I got into basketball because I was told that also it was a lot more physical, and it's kind of what I'm into, you know, pushing people around, and it's a lot more confrontational, you know, which is one of the reasons why I like basketball. And it's a numbers game, you know. Even if a team is better than you on paper, things can completely go the other way, you know. So that's one of the main reasons. Our big three is cricket, rugby, and soccer, obviously. And rugby and soccer probably being the biggest and probably the oldest. Basketball is an up-and-coming sport over there right now. Our professional league actually just started 2 years ago. This is the second season they're in right now. So it's an up-and-coming sport, but as far as development, is nothing like Europe or the U.S. for that matter. And that's part of the reasons why I moved over there. So, yeah. Well, partly because my agent is Slovenian, and yeah, it just seemed like a nice place. I have a family that lives in Madrid, so she told me a lot. She's been to, let's see, was it Pula? I think it might be Pula. So she told me Slovenian is a really beautiful country, and I'm always, I love to travel, so you know that's one of the main reasons as well. No, this is actually my first professional season. So, yeah, been out for 2 years, and now finally getting test the professional waters, and so far so good. Not even injuries. I had it was a heart procedure, but it turned out not even being an issue. I haven't had any issues after that, and it ended up being an adrenaline thing, you know, me getting really hyped up and things like that. And, some teams were kind of hesitant to take a chance on me. And, that's one of the reasons I'm really grateful to Hopsi and the whole administration for, taking a chance on me. And yeah, I'm really grateful for that. I know that they're really good at skiing. I know that they got a great professional skiing thing. I know that it's got some of the highest. Let's see, what is it? Protected forests in Europe. I know that, and that's probably it. That's probably all I know. Let me think. Oh yeah, Goran Dragic. You know him in the NBA. I think that's it. And the professional skier, I know that for sure. I forgot his name. I totally forgot his name, but those are the two people I know. Yeah. Actually, my first college that I went to was New Mexico State, and that was in a tiny city, Las Cruces, New Mexico. So this is kind of like a college town. You know, everybody knows everybody, and everybody knows who's on the team and so on and so forth. So I mean, it's not really too much of a culture shock for me because I kind of knew what I was coming into. So. Yeah, actually, yeah, it's just as beautiful as what I thought. The league is pretty good as well. Yeah, I mean, a couple things I didn't expect for the refs to be kind of how do I put it? I didn't expect the refs to be so kind of ticky-tacky with physical fouls. I thought it was going to be, a lot more physical, But it's more of a controlled finesse game, which is I expected that, but at the same time I expected them to give a little bit more, But that's how it goes, and I've kind of adapted my game. I started off kind of rough with the fouls and everything, and hopefully I can. Keep growing and getting better and adapting to the game over here. They were pretty excited. Like I said, my aunt who lives in Madrid, she was pretty excited for me, and yeah, they just wanted me to stay in contact with him, make sure I take lots of pictures, and yeah, keep them in contact. Let me think. First thought that crossed my mind. Usually when I travel to like random places, like I was in Libya 2 years ago, and the food was terrible. So I just hope that at least there was something I could eat, because I remember at Libya I couldn't eat anything. I ate eggs and bread and cheese, boiled eggs and cheese every day. So that was probably one of my main concerns. But the food ended up being pretty good. So. English and then Afrikaans as well. That's really it. I mean, there's 14 official languages in South Africa, and unfortunately, I don't speak any of them except Afrikaans. Afrikaans being one of them, kind of like Dutch. So yeah, that's the only one. Bad words. Courtesy of Yagonik. I think that was the first one. That was the second one. And I mean, I've picked up a lot because certain words are almost similar to other languages, like adios. It's close to adios in Spanish. And I think I can almost count to 10. Pivo, I know pivo. Yeah, I think I know quite a few words now. It's probably going to be, I mean, it's probably, I say it all the time, I say that one all the time. I say it almost naturally now. I don't even think about it anymore on the court. I think, yeah, that's it. I hate to say it, now that I think about it, it's terrible. Just how clean it is. It's really clean. The air is really clean, and open spaces. It's. I feel like, especially at school, I studied architecture. So like urban planning, the way the houses are kind of arranged and things like that. It's pretty interesting. So pretty cool. I don't know if there's anything I hate. How small the cars are, but that is like a general thing in Europe, though. How much smaller the cars are. But other than that, no. No, there's nothing I really hate. Oh no, I do not. I have no idea. Hmm. If I was a guessing man, I'd say maybe 5 or 6 million. No? Too much? Really? Oh man.
Much smaller.
Really? Like 2 million?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. Richard. Richard, I love that. That's probably my favorite thing here. Richard. Whenever we eat at Necropolis, the first thing I ask them, do they have Richard today? That's the first thing. That's probably my favorite thing out here. Because I did some research on Slovenian food, and I found out that a lot of things are like one-pot meals. So everything is cooked in one pot. And I was hesitant at first because, stews can be tricky. It's not like you can just break it apart and eat it, but yeah, Richard and goulash. That's been pretty good so far. I don't know if it's Slovenian, but I know we listen to a lot of Serbian folk music in the locker room. And what is this? That one gets stuck in my head all the time. I think that's the only one I can remember now. There's a couple other ones as well, but for the most part, it's Serbian folk music, and I hear it everywhere now. Like when we go out to bars, it's weird because in Slovenia you expect to hear Slovenian music, but I can hear by just the words it's not Slovenian. So. I don't know if there's many similarities, but people are a lot more family orientated here. I'm not sure how it is inside a Slovenian household, but it seems like a place where everybody sits around the table at night and eats a meal together, which is kind of the same in South Africa. Whereas, for instance, in Los Angeles, everybody's moving so fast. Everybody eats on their way home, or one or two people will be eating at home, and it's not really a family setting. I think that's the only one I can think of. Similarities, I can't think of any. Yeah, it's a tricky one. No, I don't know. Small cars. I mean, our cars are pretty small back home as well. That's pretty similar. I think that's about it. All I can think of. Excuse me?
And differences?
Differences? People are a lot more upfront over here. They don't kind of, beat around the bush or anything like that. They just come straight out with it. I kind of like that about Slovenians. No, I have not. I've actually tried to find if there was a South African consulate over here, but there's not one over here. I think the closest one might be Spain or London, but no, I don't think I've met anybody out here that's South African. I haven't been to too many places out here, but I have been to Celia. Celia is pretty nice. That big lake over there. Let's see, where else? I'd probably take them up in whenever we drive, like when we drove to Portorož, for instance. Like driving along the highways is really beautiful. You see all the valleys and the roads. It's just there's a lot to see over here. Especially if you're an outdoorsy kind of guy like me. I like the outdoors. So yeah, probably. I'm not sure if there's a lot of hunting over here, but I figured this would be a great place to go hunting, with all the hills and mountains and stuff. So, yeah, I haven't really been to Ljubljana. I've been, right when you get into Ljubljana, when we played Olympia, the gym's right there on the side. So you never ever really got to go into the city. But hopefully I'll get a chance to do that before I leave. Yeah, I have to go to the U.S. consulate over there, and hopefully I'll probably stay in the city for a night and kind of walk around and figure the city out. Oh, a weird one was we were standing outside a bar trying to get inside, and so in the U.S. or anywhere else, I feel like it's like this anywhere else in the world. If you wanted to get into a bar and there was a line, you could just slip the guy some money and he'll let you in. Not here. Everybody has to wait in the line. And that was probably one of the weirdest things. Like, we tried to slip him money and he was looking at the money like, what are you doing? Why are you giving me money? And he speaks Slovenian and we all speak English. And we're both standing there like, are you going to take the money? And he's looking at like, why are you giving me money? So that was pretty weird. And we just stood there looking at each other. So yeah, that was pretty funny. Actually, a little bit of both. Benjamin Kosovar, let's see, I can. He's Slovenian. He lives up the street over here. We hang out all the time. He might actually come over today, and yeah. But for the most part, I mean, and I live with Amir, who's Bosnian. Yeah, he's Bosnian, and Alexis, who's actually from Cameroon. yeah, so I hang out with everybody. I don't even think I hang out with one American. We don't even have an American on the team anymore. So the people I hang out with are all from different parts of the world, which is kind of interesting. Uh, Let me think. I got plenty. Uh, Fatty, because yeah, I haven't. I came over here really out of shape because I hadn't played in 2 years, and so that name is kind of stuck. Um, uh, I mean, C Gabe. That's always been my nickname, and that's kind of carried over here. Yeah, but that's about it. I've been away from home so long that I don't even know what homesick feels like anymore. I miss my family all the time. I speak to them when I can, but homesick, no. I honestly, at some point, I mean, I miss my friends in the U.S. because all my actual close friends. I've been in the U.S. so long that's kind of become my home. I've been there since I'm like 15 years old, so that's in many ways become my home. But my real home, South Africa, I miss all my family over there. But honestly, I don't really get that homesick because I'm never at home. So I left when I was so young, and yeah, so I really don't. I kind of can adapt anywhere and make anywhere I go my home. So this has been pretty good so far. I usually go back home every 2 years, but there was like when I got to the U.S. in 2005, I didn't go home until like 2011. So I stayed there for like 5, 6 years, and then I started going back every 2 years for the national team. And yeah, but for the most part, I train in the summer, and then the season starts, and it just keeps going like that every year, all year. And while I was trying to get a job this past year and a half, I had to stay in the States because of all the resources out there and the coaches I know and the facilities and all of that. So I stayed there for that. I honestly think Cape Town is the most beautiful city in the world, hands down. Um, uh, and I think everybody should visit Cape Town at least once in their life. I mean, uh, 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 being from there and then seeing, you take it for granted when you live there, but when you move away, you miss it, and you see when people go visit it how much they love it, and it put things into perspective. So I definitely think. Cape Town, yeah. We've got two oceans, so that is, yeah, that's about it. Europe is expensive in general, but the quality of life is a lot better here. There's nobody dirt poor over here. Everybody has a place to stay, everybody is fed. So I think the quality of life is definitely better over here. The poverty line is poverty is definitely higher in South Africa. But for the most part, I think you could get a lot more with your money in South Africa, but I definitely think the quality is better here. So. Uh, Goals. I mean, just keep playing basketball as long as I can. You know, hopefully play for a EuroLeague team sooner than later. You know, and just get my professional career back on track to what it needs to be and what I know it could be. Um, Other than that, just enjoy life, and enjoy this time. I have traveling and being all over the world. It's definitely a blessing, and I'm definitely one that counts my blessings and tries to live life to the fullest. Oh, definitely, yeah. Slovenia is beautiful. I'd love to retire over here, It's a great place to retire. It's nice and quiet. I don't have to worry about smelly cities or too many cars or traffic for that matter. That was one of the things I never see. I never see 5 cars driving behind each other ever. It's always one, 5, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, one. And yeah, I could definitely, if I was offered citizenship, I'd definitely like to stay here. Oh man, that is a crazy, crazy story. Um, my opinion, like I've actually read quite deeply into this, and there's a lot of uh, uh, um, parts that I don't understand. Uh, why he did what he did. Like, is what he did justifiable? Like, who just shoots through a closed door? No one does that. He was saying it was self-defense, but I mean, I'm like most of the people. There's something more to it. I'm not gonna say he's guilty. I'm not gonna say he's innocent, but there's definitely something that he's not telling us. You know, and there are holes in his story. There are definitely some holes in his story. So, yeah, that's my opinion as of right now. There's definitely more to it. So something we're not overlooking or not seeing or he's not saying. So yeah. I've been watching handball a lot, but what else have I seen? Been watching a lot more soccer, but nothing else live. I went to go watch one of the girls, the Celia girls games, but yeah, nothing else. Beautiful. I love blondes, so that seems there are lots of blondes here. Yeah, beautiful women. Uh, let's see, they're a lot more reserved than American women. American women, especially blondes, are a lot more out there and kind of loud and so on. And girls over here are a lot more kept back and kind of reserved, which is cool. Seeing the differences also pretty interesting. Visit Cape Town. Yeah, visit Cape Town. Visit South Africa. Yeah, that's all I can think of. That's all I can think of.